And speaking of Mr. Martin, I thought that it would behoove me because, he and I are in the same organization. So, we had a conversation about him and we discussed the former member of the organization, Mr. Kwame Kilpatrick, former mayor of Detroit. And what I find to be very interesting is that no one has ever told me in the comments. I've been getting a lot of comments from my fraternity brothers in particular,
all right,
in regards to my take. But one thing I have not heard, and it's interesting, I haven't heard I was lying. Now, the most interesting comment, which I always respond with a smile face, is "you hating." Okay,
yeah,
that's juvenile, but okay, I'll go with it.
Hold on. That's grown ass men and women.
These are grown men and women. Stop hating. You hating. Oh my God, I don't know I forgot when that term became popularized, but oh my God, they need to bury it so fast.
Man, that's so 19, that's teenage stuff, man.
Whenever you critique something, it could be an honest, sincere, constructive critique, and you're hating.
You're hating.
And the other one was, you shouldn't speak on him. He's a brother. So his organizational affiliation exempts him from critique?
Yeah.
I thought that the people closest to you, the people that you were affiliated with, were supposed to be the ones to critique you. And in this space of social media, YouTube in particular, there is no more behind closed doors. Those days are over. We need to accept that fact. And I have been telling brothers, I say, I accept your position of we need to keep it behind closed doors. But my question to you has always been this. Have you said that to him? Because the last I checked, anyone who disagreed with that particular young man, Mr. Martin, was a fool, a jackass, a dumbass, especially if you identify yourself by the lineage marker of foundational Black American. Y'all some FBA fools. Y'all know what y'all talking about. And I have been saying to people, there are certain things that you cannot do for the 2028 midterms. And send Roland Martin out to call us out our name is one of them. And I'm going to stand on that. So all the alphas, I'm telling you, no, A5 to my brothers, and love to the brothers who don't like me for what I'm saying. But I'm going to still stand on business, stand on truth, because I have this platform. And just because he is a member of our organization does not mean he's above critique. And if you think that he needs to be critiqued behind closed doors, then you tell him. But I'm going to critique here because it's my right. Thank you.
Yeah, brother. Yeah. Now, that behind closed doors conversation stuff, that's for partners. That's for colleagues. That's for business owners and teammates. You know what I'm saying? That's not for people that you don't know who happen to be under your fraternity or or in the political party that you in or just because they Black. I mean, that's just people that don't want their business. They just don't have a response.
Absolutely.
Because some things you want, like if it's a public concern, I'm like, yo, okay, that's how people feel that way? Oh, well, I need to address that because I'm sure there's other people that think that too, so I'm glad you gave me the opportunity to clear this right on up.
Yeah. He listened to our broadcast. You know that, right?
Of course he did. I'm sure he's lurking all the time. He
actually commented on one of our clips. He called us some fools. That's what made it interesting.
Interesting to me, Greg, when I listen to these, when some folks have sent me some stuff, you got these loudmouth fools who love running their mouths, talk about, he'll alpha, he'll represent all alphas. Of course I don't, fool. I represent my damn self.
I said, so as opposed to addressing the the conversation, the points that were made, your response is y'all some fools. That's what you got.
Yeah.
But you're supposed to be a scholar. You are you're a journalist. That's what you call yourself, a journalist. Wouldn't it behoove you to disprove? And let me tell you something. I know me, and I've known you long enough to know that if Tim Black is wrong about something, he'll admit it.
Yeah.
If Dr. Musa Abdullah is wrong about something, he'll admit it. If you say, no, this is what I've done to move the needle forward for Black and working class people, then guess what? We'll say, you know what? We missed that one. Our apologies. Thank you for doing the good work. But I have yet to see that, brother.
And look, I agree. And I say that too. If I make a mistake, I make a mistake and I own it.
Yeah.
That's the strength in owning your mistakes. And that's, to me, is what manhood is part of what manhood is about. Maybe humanhood is about, to be honest.
Absolutely, absolutely.
But as a man in particular, as fathers, it's very important that we bring our sons and our daughters up to know that they need to own up and to accept, to be humble as well as self-assured. You know what I'm saying?
Sure, I like
and
that.
That's all in it. That's pride. Pride is to own your walk.
Yeah.
But recently, and I mean like a couple days ago, somebody sent me the clip of him bashing New Black Media. And he does this, man. He just talks about everybody is this one big sea of dummies and fools. You fools!
Yeah.
You know? And I said, okay, I'm gonna respond to this. Yeah. And I just put out a video. It's doing pretty good, but I'm small, cause I got I don't have a USB mic, but I used to. I mean, I don't, it doesn't matter what kind of mic you have. See,
it really does.
Weirdos, like you can use your phone and do 10 million views.
Absolutely.
It's a new age, pop.
Yeah.
Somebody tell pop. It don't matter what kind of mic. It ain't, look, it's not your studio.
No.
It's not your settings, it's not your surroundings. Hey, and Dr. Musa, I think when we conversated, I don't know if it was you, but I've given people this, my benefit of my 2 cents.
Yeah.
Don't get caught up in that stuff, man, because it doesn't matter how dope your shit is if you ain't saying shit.
I've seen some beautiful setups, man. We're talking about elaborate setups in studios. And guess what? No one was saying a word in the entire time that they were there. So once again, to your point, brother, telling me that you're using a USB mic versus a phone versus an elaborate setup. Let's look at legacy media, brother. Legacy media has they have millions of dollars that's sinking into messaging, and they ain't talking about a doggone thing.
Well, the thing is, he'll criticize those who don't have the resources that he has. He's not criticizing us on the quality of our content, but more so the aesthetics.
Yeah.
But when you compare him to an MS Now or an NPR or CBS or ABC or any other major network, he look like Sanford and Son.
He looks like us.
Yeah,
right?
he look like Sanford and Son. That's what they think when he be like, when I was at Politicon back, I think it was 2018, I met April Ryan and Yamiche Alcindor.
Okay. I forgot about April Ryan. I forgot about April.
Yeah. Oh. Look, man, I just didn't expect her to be that hood. She was just like, "What's up?
Yeah.
Where you work at? What studio you with?" I said, "I'm with myself." She said, "Well, hey, we 2 sisters. We need to hook up. Hook us up.
Okay.
The point is, them people are really down to earth, just regular folks doing whatever they're doing.
Right.
I learned then when I met some of those folks on behind the scenes. I met Shamichael Singleton back then.
Okay.
I met Brian Logan, ABL, Anthony Brian Logan. I met him there. And Brianna Joy Gray was there. Like, we was all there. Was on a panel. Tommy Lauren, we had a beef. I was on a panel with her and a couple other people. The point is, I didn't see Roland. Roland wasn't in the building.
That's very interesting, brother, that you say that. Very interesting.
Yeah. I mean, I never saw, fam, I used to go out all the time. I would be following, I'd be at the DNC conventions, reporting from a progressive, rebellious, like I was on that, right-handed guy. I've never seen I've never seen Roland in any of these events. Roland is at the things that the Democratic internally throw. Roland is at the Tom Joyner Morning Show event. He's at the Al Sharpton events. He's an insider elitist. He cozies up in the boule. Real talk. It's not a conspiracy. The dude, that's the only place you're gonna see Roland. You're not gonna see Roland in the streets. You're not gonna see him at protests. You're not gonna see him at rallies. You're not gonna see him at demonstrations. You're not gonna see him at candidates trying to win. He only gonna bring on candidates when they won to see how much views he get off of them. He didn't have on Cory Bush and he didn't have on Representatives Jamal Bowman and Cory Bush or any of them until they won. I had them on when they were running.
Right.
There's a difference. So I just want to put his ass in check because I don't rock with them people anymore, but I got all the receipts of how he has conducted himself over the last 15 years. And I know that the Real News Network out of Baltimore, they're doing work on the ground. So Roland gets all this money. Let me close the loop and say, we don't have the resources of the big dogs, but you can still do work with a shoestring budget if that's your focus. If you prioritize getting out, being a part of it, fighting for the people. And I'm not just, when I criticize Roland, it's based on an experience of seeing him not do anything except get on there and say, where my iPad? Where my iPad? Where my iPad? And then shit on black folks who don't have the connections he has to get $500,000 for a softball interview with Kamala Harris.
You know, I'm gonna put this out there. I think that it's time and I think that Roland Martin, honestly, Mr. Martin is more of an example of.
You called him Mr. Martin.
Mr. Martin. I call him Mr. Martin.
He gonna call you a damn fool. But
you call me a damn fool, but I'm gonna still refer to that man as Mr. Martin. Mr. Martin is a cautionary tale. And I think he speaks to many of us as a representation of Black people or Black looking people. Because I only say that because I don't know his lineage. I don't know if he's Caribbean because people saying he's Haitian. He admitted that he has a Haitian grandfather. Now, I heard him admit that. So I don't know what he considers himself. I think he considers himself Black. I don't know. But I know that the majority of the Black people that I actually am friends with, I consort with, that I commune with, are not of that elite class. I know people in those classes, but I don't feel comfortable around them in mass. You know, I have a frat brother that I'm thinking of right now that is he's significantly well off. He belongs to these boule style organizations outside of the fraternity. You know, he's extremely financially, set. He's a great guy, but I can't imagine being around a large group of them consistently. I can see the mindset will be very different. But they are the minority of our community. And I believe there is a sense of obligation that they feel that they must control the rest of us poor Negroes. They should be the spokespersons for our community. But the problem with that is that you are a small minority of our group and you don't know what we're experiencing. So you truly can't speak for us. And those are the people that an Al Sharpton or a Mr. Martin, those are the people that they commune with. So I'll say this, we speak for the working class. We speak for the guy who gets up and works the midnight shift, the afternoon shift, who works and then goes back to another job just so he can pay those bills. We speak to those people that have kitchen table issues. We're not trying to cozy up to get a check. We want the money that we make at our jobs to matter and to last. So we're a different breed of people. And I love speaking to that group of people But what I find to be interesting is when the people that I'm speaking for defend the elite class. And for that, I'm telling you, brother, that is very saddening to me. That you have people that are in my same position, financial and social, that are defending people who wouldn't spit in their direction.